Greetings and good day. This is Necology checking in once again, and I'm out here today at one of the numerous what you would call conservation lands in the area. If you live in any state, you know, that gives any sort of attention to natural resources and just preserving the natural habitat that they have, you probably get conservation lands. Now, of course, you get national parks, state parks, national forests. Those are all well and good and interesting, but there's many more conservation lands than there are state parks in your area, more than likely. And we're gonna actually check out two of them today. We're at something called the Hunter property. We're about, New Hampshire border. We're in Massachusetts, but New Hampshire border is probably about a quarter mile that way. We're actually going to go down this way. We're in a field right now, but what this actually is, this is kind of the floodplain of the Merrimack River. And I'll talk a little bit more about the Merrimack River, and in fact, just several of the rivers in New England. But we're going to get into it. I'm going to be down over there and hook a left, and we'll go down into the riverbank because it's probably the wrong time of season to be looking out here in the field, although I can tell just from the fact that they had some what looked like the massive solidagos, massive goldenrods growing here probably last fall. But we're gonna go get into it. We're gonna see what we can see. Yeah, it's not much to look at now, but you come back here in the fall, they probably have some absolutely gorgeous asters going off. I mean, you can see kind of around. Although that might be mullein over there. You can't probably say, but, come back here at the right time of year. This whole field's probably just, alight with the, perennial asters coming back. Probably get some other stuff. Most of what you're going to see of interest this time of year is probably going to be more than likely going off in the woods. It's still pretty cold. Chilly right now. Tomorrow's the first day of May, so it'll be warming up and we'll have some real nice stuff going off. But behind me here, we got a maple flowering. Ooh, let me see if I can get that guy in view. Just hanging out, dongs out, anthers out. Leaves are coming out already, and those will turn into the winged samaras, or at least not the male parts obviously, but the female flowers on these maples will turn into the winged samaras. So telling of the genus Acer of the maples. But I'm kind of debating if I want to even bother walking through here right now, but what the heck, we'll go take a look. Yeah, we didn't see anything too nice up there on the field, just stuff just getting going for the year, and stuff that had died back from last year. So we're down river's right over this little ledge right here. We'll go over there after, but I always gotta show you the lycopods. Got a dendrolycopodium here with the strobilus out. Again, much like ferns, much like equisetum, these do not produce seeds. These guys are reproducing by spores. And then this guy right here is what's holding the spores, the strobilus. But these are some healthy looking lycopods. They go kind of up in here a little bit. I always got to stop and appreciate the lycopods, stop and appreciate a lineage of terrestrial plant life that goes back quite far. But we're hoping to see some stuff in flower. It's the time of year to start seeing some real good flowers, so check back in when I find something real nice. Hey, speaking of ferns, you get some real nice fiddleheads here. These ones are almost done emerging. Some of them, not many of them, are just getting going. There's a little patch there. Who doesn't love a fiddlehead? These are the fuzzy ones. Are these the fuzzy ones? Oh yeah, they're fuzzy. Oh, they're fuzzy. Who doesn't love a good fiddlehead? I'm gonna keep going. Oh, you got some pitch pines here. You get the Pinus rigida. Not many white pines. Looking mostly at, I guess there's white pines. There's some white pines up there. Mostly though, we're seeing Pinus rigida. I love this guy. Got the really nice bark plates. Wonderful tree. Cones look completely different than the white pine cone. 3 needles on this guy, and he's way up there. Nothing growing for probably, 100 feet. Maybe not 100 feet, maybe 80 feet straight up. These guys are tall. Not really putting out much down here in the undergrowth, but we're gonna move right along. Yeah, okay, so we're right here on the banks of the Merrimack River, a river from which many victims of homicide and drug overdose have been pulled from, especially in recent years. The source of drinking water, also for numerous towns and cities along the, along its banks, and essentially the body of water that enabled the Industrial Revolution to take place. If you've never been to New England, it might be easy to not know the term mill town or mill city, but you basically got you know, several, if not dozens, well, I guess dozens of towns and cities of varying different sizes dotting the banks of this river, utilizing its reliability and the fact that, for all intents and purposes, it's a fairly large and fast-flowing river. You get Concord, New Hampshire, the capital of New Hampshire, Manchester, New Hampshire, my hometown, and the source of many of the bodies that end up in this river. And a little bit a little bit upstream of here, you get Nashua, New Hampshire, a city I used to live in. I actually used to come to the spot to smoke pot a lot back when I lived over there. Down there, you get the city of Lowell, where I went to school. You eventually get the city of Lawrence, and then this dumps out in Newburyport, Massachusetts, in the North Shore of Massachusetts. I've been to the headwaters of this river up in the White Mountains. It's actually a little bit of a misnomer, because what happens is you get the Winnipesaukee River coming out of Lake Winnipesaukee, a beautiful body of water that we'll go see later this summer. Still pretty cold for things to be going off there. And then you get the Pemigewasset River, whose headwaters form in the valley between the Franconia Range, which is the second tallest range in the White Mountains, and the Twin Range, which is also a very tall range in the White Mountains, essentially forming a wide valley with the little mountain in the middle, which, don't worry about that, called the Pemigewasset Wilderness. Pemigewasset flows south from the White Mountains, connects with the Winnipesaukee River just to the southwest of Lake Winnipesaukee, and then they merge to form the Merrimack River. Also in the White Mountains, you get the headwaters of the Saco River if you're on the eastern side, and then if you're on the western side, you're in the headwaters of the Connecticut River. The Ammonoosuc River, essentially. So you don't need to memorize that. It's kind of boring, but eastern White Mountains, Saco River, northern and western White Mountains, you're draining into the Connecticut River, and then if you're in the southern and central White Mountains, you're draining into the Pemigewasset and then into the Merrimack River. I'm kind of debating going down there, because maybe there's something along the riverbanks, but so far I have not really seen anything that interesting. And like I said, we're going to a different area in a little bit, but I can't even talk about these stream bank trees, because I'll be blunt, I don't know exactly what we're looking at. Obviously, you get some birches there. You're going to get your white pines. Birches like to keep wet. I mean, these might actually be river birch. Forgive me, I don't know the technical term. And as I've said before, I got to get good with my birches. If you're going to talk about trees in the Northeast, you got to know your birches. But we're going to keep walking, I guess. And if I don't see anything here, maybe we'll go to the other place that we're going to go, which is actually down the river, across the river, just kind of in back as a road through there. And it's just on the other side of there. It's more of a wetland habitat, something we've seen a lot of already. But so far, I'm just not seeing much interesting. All this stuff growing here along the ground, you keep seeing. I'm pretty sure this is Solomon seal. It's kind of everywhere. Kind of looks weedy, but I believe that's a native plant. But yeah, we'll keep going. If I see anything interesting, I'll point it out to you. But so far, kind of lackluster. Yeah, I'm back out near the field again. This is a different field than before, I think. Doesn't look like the same field. This one looks like they're actually growing. I think they're just growing hay, honestly. Some hay bales down over there. I did find something. Not much, not anything terribly uninteresting, but God, I haven't freaking seen anything flowering. Well, anything flowering in the traditional sense going off, but we got a little violet. Just a little one. There's a couple of them. They're doing pretty okay. Where it's a little bit clearer over here. Not in the woods. No clue what species this is. God, I got violets all over my yard too, But yeah. Get nothing against a violet. There's some behind me too. I don't know if you could see. Oh, I was almost stepping on one right there. There's probably a dozen species of violets. A few of them are introduced. None of them are really a problem. Grow all over people's yards. If you got a well taken care of yard, they grow all over your yard. Certainly better than looking at grass. But yeah, I mean, I gotta go around the other way. But I mean, I haven't really seen much of anything. As more of those same violets. you know, they're cute, but they're not even really doing that well right here. Everything I see is just either a shrub that's just starting to go into bud. Obviously plenty of the ferns, some more fiddleheads there, and then just whatever that little one leaf thing is, which I've seen every single place I've gone, and really don't have that much interest in learning too much about it, I guess. This one's in bud. I'm pretty sure that that's just one of the Solomon's plume or Solomon's seal, whatever you call it. And then dandelions, and even the dandelions I'm seeing don't look like they're doing that well. I've no clue why. This is a nice little semi-protected woodland area. You'd think you'd be seeing some good stuff. We saw good stuff going off last week. I have not even seen a single buttercup. And those guys were common as heck last week. And I seen them behind my work. But, I mean, we'll just basically follow this trail through to the end. And we might just cut our losses and not waste too much time, you know, trying to dissect the habitat and find something to show you. I might just go over across the river where it's a little bit damper, and I think something is intuitively telling me that I'll have better luck over there. Now you can see really just how fucking sketchy, you know, some of these drop-offs down in the river are. This doesn't really have a smooth bank. The bank is quite high for this river, and that's how it usually is. River isn't low, river is high right now, and that's how far down it is. So kind of a beautiful little lookout spot here. You got the Tingsboro Bridge over there. Again, Merrimack River. Here's a bend in the river right here. Someone's got a little sandbank out in front of their house, and right in front of me, I have a little washout. There's some garbage down there, and I see something purple, something pretty vibrantly purple that I haven't seen before. I'm thinking that might be some kind of periwinkle. I'm gonna risk tumbling down this embankment and possibly getting impaled on whatever metal objects are down there to go have a look, and then maybe I'll go look down there at the river. But you know, we kind of stumbled into a little clearing here. It's nice right here, but anyway, I'm gonna try and get down there, see what that is. I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be some type of periwinkle. We'll go take a look. Yeah, okay, so strewn amongst the metal refuse here, we do in fact have a periwinkle. This is Vinca minor. This is creeping periwinkle, and this is not native to New England, but comes up wherever it can get a chance. Not known to be invasive or terribly destructive, but likes to really I guess it likes the gullies like this. Every time I see it, it's always kind of making its way up like a sketchy little embankment. You know, it's a pretty flower, you know, pretty. 5 radial petals. It almost has kind of like a propeller-like slant to them. The leaves are opposite, kind of leathery. Opposite, kind of leathery. I guess this guy vines. That's why they call it creeping periwinkle. But what I also found, which is native and a plant that I really like, and a plant that I've shown you guys before, is around the corner here. Where is he? A member of the coffee family, our good friend, Houstonia cerula. Cerula. Doing just fine right here on the sunny slope. Pretty similar to where I found it, you know, out behind my work. You know, I'll get in there. These ones are a little bit whiter and more yellow. A little bit smaller too than the ones I see behind where I work. You know. Also loving the sketchy embankment. I think a little bigger over there. But you know, not too bad of a little hike down here. I gotta figure out how to get back up. There's beer cans everywhere. Obviously the kids like coming down here and drinking. So, all right, we'll go back up. I think I'm getting towards the end of the trail. There's a nice birch. I peeled all the shit off of it though. We'll get back up the embankment and we'll keep moving. Houstonia cerula, the azure bluet, one of my favorites. I love that little plant. Common as hell, but still a delight to see every single time. But I don't know what they were doing down here, or what kind of shit they're dumping down here. Oh yeah, so that's a striped wintergreen. That's Chimaphila maculata. We're very familiar with that. Leaves do look a little bit like it's the same exact texture, like leather. All right, I gotta get back up there. Prime example of something you only do if you're a stupid, dumb dick without a single thought in your mind. That's leave your shitty beer cans all over the goddamn place with your garbage, your plastic, all this shit that's never ever going to break down no matter how long it sits here. They're not even drinking good beer. Left your fucking lighter. Look, they couldn't even burn that pallet. Plastic everywhere. Bunch of dumbasses. Is this what you guys think is cool? I mean, yeah, it's cool to come hang out, you know, enjoy nature. Take your shit out with you. What are you worried that your parents are going to find your beer cans? Grow a set of balls. Don't do this shit. Don't fucking ruin it for everybody else just because you're too much of a lazy dumbass. They're clearing your garbage out. No one wants to come out here and see this. Look, they stuck the fucking cans in the trunk too. It's not even real beer. Fuck Bud Light. God, I hate shit like that. So fucking lazy. Oh, he's a cute little guy. I love chipmunks. I had some peanuts for him. Let him have them. We're gonna check out what's going on down along the train tracks, and then we'll probably turn around and head back because we're presumably not supposed to be here. But whatever. Okay, we get a species of vaccinium waking up for the spring. Not quite fully open yet, but not sure what species. Maybe angustifolia, maybe the highbrush blueberry, maybe not a blueberry at all, but certainly in the family Ericaceae, and the fact that this guy didn't have leaves over the winter, he's not evergreen, he's deciduous, tells me that's presumably some sort of blueberry. There's a few different species of vaccinium that all get commonly called blueberry, all pretty common in this area. But the little ursulate corollas there, see that? Dead giveaway for for a lot of the family Ericaceae, but certainly for vaccinium. And vaccinium, you know, bilberries, blueberries, cranberries, all in that genus, all relatively widespread, common, and pretty telling that you're, you know, somewhere in the Northeast, somewhere certainly where they get plenty of moisture, and then it gets pretty cold in the winter. But lovely plant to always see. Not sure exactly what species, but I'm definitely going with a species of vaccinium. I got some of these growing in my yard too. If it's angustifolium, I'm sorry, angustifolium would be the short guy. Corymbosum, highbrush blueberry, maybe, I don't know for sure, but that's what I got growing in my yard is a vaccinium corymbosum. Oh, the bees are already, I don't know, the bees are already taking a liking to the little flowers, you know. I'll take a picture of this. I'll put it up on iNet. I'll just say vaccinium. Maybe somebody can figure out the genus for me. Yeah, we saw a couple things worth looking at, but we're going to head on over to the other side of the river. We're going to go over to that other conservation land and see what we can see over there. Hopefully, more interesting stuff than what we were looking at over here. Not that I got anything against what was growing over here, just, you know, kind of boring. Look at some turkey tracks down here. This is prime turkey territory, I would suppose. You know, probably real nice to come here. Again, come here in the fall, you know. A lot of this just looks like grass, but I mean, I can look through, I can see all sorts of, you know, weird asters that were going off, milkweed pods, but you get all sorts of real nice stuff here in summer and into the fall. It's still very cold for the region, you know, this time of year. They're still getting plenty of snow up in the mountains where I was originally going to go today, but they got a real bad storm, and, you know, frankly, I just didn't feel like going out on that. But next time you see me, we'll be on the opposite side of the river, kind of up the bank a little bit in a different habitat. Woodland, but a much wetter woodland. Almost like a marsh. I think it is a marsh. You can look up the definition of marsh if you want to get really specific and give me a hard time. But I will check back in with you in just a moment. Okay, so we're up over here, other side of the river. Different habitat than what we were in over there on the other side. You got a nice community of I don't know what these are. They got the kind of look like milkweeds. I don't think they are though. It may not be. None of this stuff, similar to what we saw over there in the field, none of this stuff's going to be going off for a few more months, you know. But you come here, you know, late at night. I used to come here. I used to work around the corner. Come here after work at night, and you just get fireflies everywhere, all over the place here. Maybe those are milkweeds. You got the little seleaks, you know, the little, not seleaks, that's a mustard, the little follicles coming off from the sensitive ferns. It gets pretty damp right here. Oh, we got a guy. What could this be? What could this be? It doesn't smell like much. Coming up on a stalk. I'm not too super sure. You've got a more of that Houstonia down there, looking really white, not looking blue at all. But let me take some photos of this. I hope this isn't one of those Bradford pears, but it doesn't stink. It's probably not a Bradford pear. Could be prunus. Could be. I'm just looking at the actual flowering structure there. It's fuzzy. Let me get my guide out. I'll see if I can figure out what this is. Yeah, I'll be honest. This guy's throwing me for kind of a loop. I want to say it's something in rubus or prunus, like a, you know, something related to a raspberry or a pear or something. But I don't know. I'll take a couple pictures. If I figure it out, I'll put it down below. You know, that happens to me often. I may not recognize something immediately, but rest assured, when I do find out, I'll find out. This wasn't in my field guide, which means to me, maybe it's a juvenile type of tree. I certainly do not know off the top of my head, but I'll do my best to figure it out and get back to you. It looks like there's a ton of Houstonia all throughout here, but we're gonna head a little bit deeper down into the area. We're still right at the beginning, so if I do figure it out, I'll be sure to let you know. Just in case you got the idea this area was dry, that is not the case. This is actually all quite damp, lots of seepage. Got a nice willow here. No clue what species. Not gonna bother keying it out right now. But got the little catkins on it. You know, they like the pussy willows this time of year. It's actually getting kind of late in the season for the willows, but they like the pussy willows here. You know, the little fuzzy ones. This one appears to be wild. Again, as our catkins, clusters of little flowers. Presumably, I mean, I think those are male flowers. I don't know. Oh yeah, definitely male flowers. They just got a bunch of pollen on me. I believe, and I could be mistaken, I'll correct myself if I am wrong, that they got the unisexual flowers. They don't have the male and female parts on the same thing. And as you can see, this goes down quite a ways. Another little patch, that willow there. Oh, and that white thing, those white flowers, ended up finding a whole bunch of those. Those are definitely some sort of young trees, so they weren't going to be in my, weren't going to pop up in my field guide. We're going to keep going here. Lots of nice stuff, I'm sure to see. Got a little Fragraria, little strawberry, member of the rose family, coming up here. Another one right there. It looks a little bit better. This guy's probably getting roasted being so close to the side of the woods. Nothing too rare, but could be one of a couple species. I think this is Vesca, Fragaria Vesca, the common one. You also get Fragaria virginiana. I don't know exactly. I think one's just bigger than the other, but obviously they get some more intimate differences. Many stamens in there. Fruit is a aggregate fruit, you know, because it's a strawberry. It looks like a tiny little strawberry on there with tiny little seeds, but I don't know if these are edible or if they're edible but not palatable. I see them quite often, but never with the berries looking too hot on them, you know. Honestly, I'm not seeing that much interesting stuff. Just crossed the little creek there. You had the skunk cabbage. We get some big hemlocks here. Big hemlocks, big white pines. Ground is littered with those easy to identify tiny little hemlock cones. Dendrolycopodium everywhere. Well, not right here, but over there was a ton of Dendrolycopodium. And not much else so far. Hemlocks seem to really like it over here. I've been seeing hemlocks everywhere. More hemlocks than I've seen pretty much anywhere else. That's actually what they put the little sign on this trail. It just said Hemlock Trail. And so far living up to its name. There's a little one right there. You know I love the Tsuga canadensis, the eastern hemlock. Wonderful tree. Pretty common in the forests of you know, eastern New England, and just doing just fine in the woodland habitat. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna try desperately to find anything interesting, because aside from seeing boring stuff I've already shown you a million times, or stuff that's not even native, yeah, I'd rather just cut my losses and come back to it at some other point. But you might still find something interesting, so I will keep going. And I gotta walk around and back anyway, so maybe we'll see something cool. Okay, I'm happy I didn't leave yet, because I just found another delightful member of the family Ranunculaceae, buttercup family. This is Coptis trifolia, three-leaved gold thread, which is an apt name because if you pick up one of these tiny little leaves here, which I think they're just coming out, supposedly they're supposed to be evergreen, but every one I see is just sprouting its leaves now. You see the little three leaflets on that compound leaf there. And as a member of the Ranunculaceae, these are not petals. What you end up with is 5 to 7 sepals. A little purple on the back. There's a bee flying around me. Or it's a fly. And a, you know, delightful... Oh, look at the pistils. Hang on. Let's get that in focus. Look at the pistils. Look how they're curved back like that. That's pretty cool. Pretty freaking cool. Coming up with the Machella repens, partridge berry. Coming up with the, this is not Solomon seal. I was completely wrong. This is a Canada Mayflower is what that is. And coming up with the ferns, some Monotropa uniflora from last year, one of my favorites. And we're right on the edge of where it starts to get real damp and moist. So we're going to keep going. We're going to make one more pass through the woods, and I think we might call it a day. So I think I accidentally got off trail a little bit. I think it ended a little ways back there, and maybe somebody had bushwhacked the path over to here. But I want to look at that, because I'm pretty sure that's an Anemonoides kinkifolia. But I obviously don't want to this habitat. This is all just swampy, gross water. It's pretty gross. But luck for me, I think I found one of them right here. And oh yeah, we seen this guy last week, Anemonoides kinkifolia. Look at that guy. Another member of the Ranunculaceae. He's got the whorled leaves, so 3 whorled out into the you know, 3 leaflets, 3 leaves whorled around. There can be 5, you know, kinkifolia 5. This one's got 5, or it gives the appearance of having 5 leaves. You know, some of the bigger ones are doing better. These ones are a bit smaller than the ones I seen behind me. You know, here's one in bud. Real easy to see how those are not petals; those are sepals. No calyces on these guys whatsoever. And you know, I seen this guy last week. This is the wood anemone. Wood anemone, pretty common, but you know, charismatic plant that I love. And look at these Coptis coming up right there. The Ranunculaceae love the springtime. Fiddleheads everywhere, and a nice fetid pool of water behind me. Yeah, there's a nice patch right there, though. I'm not gonna bother going over there. Oh, something just over the water, but I'm not gonna bother trying to get across this. I gotta find the trail and make my way out of here. So I think I might check in one more time, and we might be ending the video pretty soon. So stick around. You never know what we might see on the way out. Got it warmed up a lot. Get some more violets down there. Probably same ones we were seeing, you know, before. Over here I saw something kind of cool. I wonder if this is gallium. I wonder if that's bed straw. Get some equisetum, horsetails, close relative of the ferns. Another spore-bearing plant. Actually, we got a lot of equisetum. Oh, these are so cool. Oh, there's one of the, this is one of the fertile fronds of the equisetum. So this is the vegetative state, and this right here is the strobilus dispensing the spores, just like what a fern does. You know, these are really interesting. They don't get too big up here, but if you go down to South America, Mexico, they got some big ones still. There's a good one. Cool to see one of the actual fertile fronds bearing spores. Hair's tangled up in the tree. But I think that's gonna just about do it for today. Some cool stuff right here at the end. You got some tulip looking things coming up. I don't know what those are. More equisetum all over the place right here. Skunk cabbage. I seen a bunch of impatiens coming up. There's some right here. Those will be impatiens. They don't bloom till a little bit later in the year. Got some algae or some sort of bacteria growing down there. Ferns. Cattails. Just a happy wetland community. You know, you don't always have to see the rare stuff or the cool stuff to make it worthwhile. You know, come out and enjoy your conservation lands if you got them. Be glad if you got them. Be glad the people running your local community care enough to make sure that these types of areas stay protected. So I encourage you to come out and check them out. Anyway, I think I'm going to sign off just about now. There was a couple walking by me with Starbucks cups giving me weird looks because I was talking to plants. And that don't feel too nice. Look at that, more. Oh, there's another one of those fertile equisetum fronds. I'm going to get some pics of these, and then I think I'm going to skedaddle. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope you check back in with me next time I'm making a video.